Welcome to the house of Israel. Thank you for joining the Israelite Nation Assembly on this beautiful, beautiful Shabbat day at the end of our feast. We was here last night going into our Feast of Trumpets, and we had a good time. We had a very good time. So we're ending it off today. This evening, it'll be the end of it. So we're going to go into our lesson, the series that we've started last week. Is called The History of a Great and Noble People. The History of a Great and Noble People. This is part two. Part two. Last week was a very good lesson. If you get a chance, you haven't heard it, go back and hear that lesson. All right? We are definitely a great and noble people. Our history is rich, and our legacy is vast. Our story is yet to be told. What is it that people say? The half hasn't been told? Well, the other half is just a pack of lies. What has been written aforetime is either prophetically or historically written for our learning. We must seek the truth because the truth is what makes us free. So last week, we went over how the kings and noblemen and the rulers on the continent of Europe, how they were our ancestors and how to prove that these were Israelites living in Europe. Noblemen, kings in Europe. So we went over how, today we want to go over how, or we want to address how the different migrations, the different patterns, the different settlements and wars and slavery led us to these different areas and how we built up these different areas. All right, so if we want to do this first, we want to go to Jeremiah 16 and 19. Jeremiah 16 and 19. We're going to go into a lot of different little books here and things like that because we're going to pull all that information out that's relevant to what we're saying.
Jeremiah 16, verse 19. Oh, yeah, my strength and my fortress and my refuge in the day of affliction. The Gentiles shall come unto thee.
The Gentiles shall come unto thee.
From the ends of the earth.
From the ends of the earth.
And shall say, surely our fathers have inherited lies.
Surely our fathers have inherited lies. Come on.
Vanity. And things wherein there is no profit.
Is that it?
Yes, sir.
All right. Let's go here first. Let's go here first. I wasn't going to talk about this particular king, but I find it real interesting that our children don't know this history. They don't teach this in school. It's miseducation. All right. Let's go here first. I don't want to go there. I know I messed you up, didn't I? Yeah, let's go here first. And I don't even have his photo here, but if you write this name down, I guarantee you'll pull this picture out. All right? Let's show it. Can you see that? Because I can barely see.
I got you.
What's the name of this king? King Miriam III of Russia. King Miriam the third of Russia. That's Mirian, the third of Russia. And this book is called The Negro Question, page 78. What page? Page 78, right? Am I right about the page? Okay. All right.
Can you spell that again?
Mirian. King Miriam the third of Russia. If you pull this dude up, you're gonna see he's gonna look like he starred in Car Wash in 1977. Straight up Afro. I'm ready. We ready. We're ready, y'all.
All right, this is a little excerpt for the Black Russian King Mirian III. Mirian III was a king of Kartli, modern Georgia.
Modern day Georgia, Russia. You don't hear about this in school, and you wonder why. Come on.
A contemporary to the Roman Empire, Constantine I, years 306 through 337. Kartli was the successor state of the ancient kingdom of Cochise. made famous by Herodotus' description of its people. There are black skinned and have woolly hair.
They're black skinned and have woolly hair.
In the ancient kingdom of Eastern Iberia. 17th century mural from the...
I don't know if anybody pulled it up. It's a 17th century mural. Did anybody pull that up? You see dude with the afro?
Yep.
Yeah.
King, yep.
Yeah.
From the cathedral in Georgia. According to the early medieval Georgian Anais and hagiography.
That's all right. I know it's Russian, man.
Miriam was the first Christian king of Iberia, converted through the ministry of Nino.
The first Christian king of Nino
Yeah,
Brown.
yeah, yeah.
The first Christian king. So these guys come from the Byzantine Empire. The Byzantine Empire was the Roman Empire that was the Black Roman Empire. It was two Roman empires. You had Eastern and Western Rome. Eastern Rome was Byzantine. Western Rome was the Edomite kingdom. All right, let's go here. Let's go here. Give me the Negro question again, part 4. That's part 2. I'm done with that. I just brought him up because I just thought about him. But this is the one we're going to deal with. Because I said last week that King James was a black man. See, when we on the street and we whip out the Bible, they say, "What Bible you got?" So I got King James Version, brother. He's like, no, that's a white man book, this, that, and the other. No. It wasn't. That's a lie. Our fathers have been taught lies. Their fathers have been taught lies. Give me the Negro question, part 4. Page 8. Yep, start there. This is the image of King James right here. The real image of King James right here. That's why I got it up here. Let's go.
This is out of the Negro question, part 4. And it reads, King James came from a long line of black Scottish Stuart kings. 343 years of rulership.
343 years of rulership.
In Scotland.
In Scotland.
The Stuarts not only ruled in Scotland.
The Stuarts not only ruled in Scotland. Now the word or the name Stuart means black. It actually means black, or it means the house of the blacks. That's what it means. Come on.
They not only ruled Scotland, they ruled France, Spain, Ireland, and England, Britain, Wales. King James was able to rule all these lands because all of these people were Iberian.
Which means Hebrew. Come on.
Descent.
They was of Hebraic descent.
They were the same people.
All these people were the same people. They settled in these regions by way of either migration or through wars or through conquest or later on in time in slavery. That's all?
Yeah, that's it.
And give me, just read that. Read that down to here and jump to there. Yeah.
Okay. If you look at the ball in his hands, it represents world rulership.
If you look at the ball in his hand,
and there was only one other group of world leaders who used this type of symbolism.
There was only one group of world leaders that used this same symbolism.
They were the Byzantine Roman emperor.
There was the Byzantine black-skinned Roman Byzantine emperors. Right?
Remember, they told the English that they were Roman citizens.
They told the English they were Roman citizens. Now give me Acts right quick. Because somebody else said they was a Roman citizen. Just to prove that he was an Israelite, to say he was a Roman citizen. Acts 22 and 23. Start at verse 23, read on down to 27.
Acts 22, verses 23 through 27. And as they cried out and cast off their clothes and threw dust into the air, the chief captain commanded him, the chief captain commanded him to be brought into the castle and bade that he should be examined by scourging, that he might know wherefore they cried so against him. And as they bound him with thongs, Paul said unto the centurion that stood by, Is it lawful for you to scourge a man that is a Roman and uncondemned?
Is it lawful for you to scourge a man that is a Roman? Now we're talking about Paul, who's a Benjamite, but was a Roman citizen. Read on.
And uncondemned. And when the centurion heard that, he went and told the chief captain, saying, take heed what thou doest, for this man is a Roman.
This man is a Roman. This man is a Roman. He's an Israelite that is a Roman citizen. Come on. Did I say, did you get, yeah, down to 27.
Then the chief captain came and said unto him, tell me, art thou a Roman? He said, yea.
Yes, I am a Roman. Let's go back to the book. Yeah.
The ancient Scottish was a tribe from northeastern Ireland, which means the Scots are really Irish. So if I have seen an ancient Scot, I have seen an ancient Irish.
So if you've seen an ancient Scottish person, which we learned last week, the Scots derived from a corrupted form of different variations that simply break back down to the angelic sons of Isaac, or the Saxons, which is a corrupted form of saying Saxon, Saxony, or Sac, or simply Sax, that turned into Scot, that turned into Scots, that turned into Scottish through different dispensations of time. Was that all of that?
Yeah, just a little more.
Come on with it.
And if I have seen an ancient Irishman, then I have seen an ancient Briton.
I've seen an ancient Briton. We laying the groundwork here, so y'all bear with us. Y'all bear with us. Let's go to the next image, please. Let's go to the next image, please. Yeah, pay attention. Can you bring that up broaden that up a little wider? Can everybody see that image? Okay, good. Let's go to, nope, I want the Negro question, page 10. Flip that, what was it at? Yeah, page 10. Negro question, page, part 4, page 10.
This is out of the Negro question, part 4, page 10. King Charles I of Scots and England.
This is King Charles I of Scots and England. Look at his brother. His brother kind of look like Deacon Kiefer with a wig on, don't he? Look at this brother right here. Look like Brother Kiefer right here with a wig on. Okay. All right, let's read on.
King Charles I had the unlucky distinction of having his head cut off by the English white subjects.
Say it again. Read it slow, because this is not just some any old person writing this book. This is a historical professor by the name of Lee Cummings. He set out to prove that we wasn't the children of Israel. He's a historian. And come to find out through all of his research, we are the children of Israel. So now this man is a believer, right? And he decided to write these books called The Negro Question. I don't normally recommend books, but I highly recommend his books. Highly recommend it. Read it again.
King Charles I had the unlucky distinction of having his head cut off by the English white subjects in his realm. King Charles I wasn't the only one to suffer this indignation. When the English overran the country.
When they make it a distinction between the Britons, or the British, and the English. Two separate distinctions. One are the Britons, which are the black-skinned Israelites that lived in Europe. The other is the English, which is the white Israelite, the white English people who lived in that part of the world. Read.
When the English overran the country, they hung and decapitated the men.
They hung and decapitated the men. The white English did. Come on.
Raped the women.
They raped the women.
Burned the citizens at the stake.
Burned the citizens at the stake.
And dashed the children against the stone.
Never we hear that before. Dashed the children against the stone. Come on.
This is a bit of history that is not taught nor reported in the annals of world history.
In the annals of world history, they do not teach this, because they want you to believe that we were not even there. And they were the ones that originally settled that country or settled that continent. Not true at all. We're going to further prove this. The further we go, we're going to prove it. Look at that brother right there. Look at that brother. Look, like keep a model for him, right there. Now this is a book cover. This is a book cover. Let's see if I can find the name of this book cover. It's called The Leviathan, which was written during the English Civil War. You don't hear much about the English Civil War. Well, we don't live in England, but we don't hear much about the Civil War. Well, we should, doing war history, we should hear about the English Civil War, but we don't. There's a reason for that. During the English Civil War of 1642 and 1651, Hobbes argues for the social contract and rule by an absolute sovereign. He writes, the chaos or civil war situations identified with the state of nature and is famous for Machiavellian, contrast omens. I don't know what that means. The war of all against all. That's what it means. The war of all. I guess it's Latin. The war of all against all can only be averted by a strong central government ruled by its England's rightful lords, the black-skinned kings of England, Scotland, and Ireland. So this was a white man arguing the fact that the Scottish or that bloodline was the rightful kings of England, Scotland, and Ireland. Let's go to the next image, please. Here we go. Here we go. Look at this mess right here. Look at this right here. Not the same as the pictures we just seen, right? This is a fake image right here. But this is a later image right here. And everybody see that? So this is supposed to be King James, but it came later. It came later after the Civil Wars. Came after the Civil Wars. All right. Keep, you got something I need you there. Show. Pull it out. Well, but first, nope. That's not it. That's not it. Go to the email. Go to the email and start off in total 9 Stuart monarchs. That's what I want. Yep, that's it.
Okay. In total, 9 Stuart monarchs ruled just Scotland from 1371 until 1603. After this, there was a union of the crown under King James VI and the first, who had become the senior genealogical claimant to all the holdings of the extinct House of Tudors.
Anybody know who the Tudors are? Have you ever even heard of the Tudors? Anybody in here ever heard of the English Tudors?
Henry VIII. His lineage.
Nobody. Y'all not history buffs, huh? The Tudors was they derived from Scotland, but they became kings. They became the kings of Scotland, Ireland, and England. So you have different houses that was in power. The Tudors the House Tudor was people that was in power. But we're going to prove as we go along that these were Israelites that we're talking about. Come on.
The genealogical claimant to all the holdings of the extinct House of Tudors. Mm-hmm. Thus, there were 6 Stuart monarchs who ruled both England and Scotland, as well as Ireland, although the Stuart era was interrupted by an interregnum lasting from 1649 to 1660.
The interregnum was the Civil War, because there was 3 separate civil wars. This Integrinum was one of the civil wars.
As a result of the English Civil War. Additionally, at the foundation of the Kingdom of Great Britain, after the Acts of Union, which politically united England and Scotland, the first monarch was Anne of Great Britain. After her death, all the holdings passed to the House of Hanover.
Now, who was that? The House of Hanover. There was only 2 families that was in power, the Tudors and the Stuarts. What happened after the Civil War is telling you. What happened after the Civil War was the Hanovers came into power, which were not Israelites. And the Hanovers is the monarchs that you see today. They descend from the Hanovers. Come on.
Under the term of the Act of Settlement in 1701.
In 1701, there was no more Israelite rule in England. No more Israelite rule in England. When was the 1611 brought out? In 1611, right? Yeah. So by 1701, all Israelite rule was done in England. That was it. That was it. Come on. That was it? That's all I wanted. All right. Righty then. Give me Deuteronomy 28:36. Deuteronomy 28:36. Y'all thought I forgot about the Bible? I didn't forget about the Bible. No, I didn't forget about the Bible. Deuteronomy 28:36.
I got it. The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 36, and it reads, "The Most High shall bring thee and thy king which thou shalt set over thee."
You're going to bring you and the king that you set over you. Come on.
"Unto a nation which neither nor thou nor thy fathers have known."
Read it again.
"Unto a nation which neither thou nor thy fathers have known.
Come on.
And there shalt thou serve other gods, wood and stone."
The Christian cross and the Muslim cobblestone. We were up in these regions, and we got there by means of being pushed into those areas, or by wars, or through conquest, slavery. Give me 1 Maccabees 3:41. We got there. I'm showing you various ways that we got there. So I'm going to break this thing down. So we're going to go through probably about 3,000 years worth of history. We're going to jump back and forth, though. We're going to 1 Maccabees, the 3rd chapter, the 41st verse, and we're going to jump down from 41 to 45.
1 Maccabees 3:41. And the merchants of the country, hearing the fame of them, took silver and gold very much, with servants, and came into the camp to buy the children of Israel for slaves.
Read it again.
And came into the camp.
Nope. Start at verse 41.
Okay. 1 Maccabees 3:41. And the merchants of the country, hearing the fame of them, took silver and gold very much with servants, and came into the camp to buy the children of Israel.
To buy the children of Israel.
For slaves.
For slaves. So they came in. This is talking about a later time when Rome and Greece and those different regions was in power. They came in when Spain was in power. They came in. They heard of the fame of the children of Israel. How powerful we are. Listen, we go through that right now, right? How strong we are right now. They come in and they give. It's called contracts now. It's not called buying you for slavery. They sign you to a contract, either a musical contract or a basketball contract or a football contract. They hear the fame of us. Because don't nobody move like we do. Don't nobody dress like we do. Can't nobody sing like we sing. So this is what they did. They heard the fame of us, how we operated, and then they came in and bought us for slaves. Was that all of 41?
A power also of Syria and of the land of the Philistines joined themselves unto them.
First, drop down to 45.
1 Maccabees 3:45. Now Jerusalem lay void as a wilderness. There was none of her children that went in or out. The sanctuary also was trodden down, and aliens kept the stronghold.
Aliens kept the stronghold. Those aliens were people that were not of the children of Israel, of other nations. And because we wasn't there. Come on.
The heathen had their habitation in that place. And joy was taken from Jacob.
Joy was taken from Jacob.
And the pipe with the harp ceased.
And the pipe of the harp ceased. With the harp ceased. wasn't there. We were a broken people. We had sinned against our Yah. We fell. Let me Deuteronomy 4:27. The Most High promised if we sinned and broke his laws, that this will happen. And it did. And it did.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 4, verse 27. And it reads, And the Most High shall scatter you among the nations, and ye shall be left few in number among the heathen, whether the Most High shall lead
Read
you.
on.
And there ye shall serve gods, the work of men's hands, wood and stone, which neither see, nor hear, nor eat, nor smell. But if from thence thou shalt seek the Most High Yah, thou shalt find him. If thou shalt seek him with all thy heart and with all thy soul, when thou art in tribulation, and all these things are come upon thee, even in the latter days.
Which is now, the latter days, come on.
If thou turn to the Most High thy power, and shall be obedient unto his voice.
Is that it? All the 30?
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I want. Give me Hosea 9:17. Hosea 9:17.
Hosea 9, verse 17. My Yah will cast them away, because they did not hearken unto him, and they shall be wanderers among the nations.
Read again, verse 17.
Hosea 9 and 17.
And this is all the what we read in Deuteronomy in both chapters is leading up to this verse right here. Read it.
Yah will cast them away.
Yah has cast us away. We sinned. We failed. He rejected us. Come on.
Because they did not hearken unto him.
And we didn't hearken unto him. Come
and
on.
They shall be wanderers.
And we shall be what?
Wanderers.
Wanderers. Come on.
Among the nations.
Among the nations. After all, our name, we are Hebrews, right? And to be a Hebrew means to be a what? A wanderer. That's what it means. To be a wanderer. A wanderer. Read verse 17 again. Read it one more time.
Hosea 9 and 17. Yah will cast them away.
Yah will cast us away. And he did. Come on.
Because they did not hearken unto him.
And we didn't. Read.
And they shall be wanderers among the nations.
And we shall be wanderers among the nations. Listen, I want you guys to understand something. We didn't just become the diaspora, or we wasn't just dispersed in slave ships. Slavery is not the only way we were dispersed. Sometimes we just simply get up and say, you know what, we want to go over there and live. We are in the four corners of the earth, not just because of slavery alone. Now we can say with 100% certainty that we are in the four corners of the earth because of being oppressed and oppressed people. We can say that with 100% certainty. But we cannot say that we got into these different regions based upon slavery alone. We were wanderers. Our foreparents was wanderers. Sometimes we just said, I'm going over there and I'm going to live. We're going to set up camp over there. So let's get this historian real fast. I don't know if I sent you this, so if you can read it for me, or you can see it. What is the historian name? C.W. Miller.
The historian C.W. Mueller, a mother, noted that Hyrcanus of Dara, Greek historian 4th century BC, tells us that the Egyptians, formerly being troubled by calamities, the 10 plagues at the time of Exodus, in order that the divine wrath might be averted.
In order for the divine wrath might be averted. This is how this historian is telling the story. We know the real story. Come on.
Expelled all the Israelites.
The Egyptians got rid of all the Israelites. So you know what era he's talking about, right? Okay, come on.
Or what they're saying, aliens gathered together in Egypt. Of these, some under the leaders Danis.
Some under the leaders of Danis, come on.
And
Cadmus.
Migrated into Greece.
Even as far back as coming out of Egypt. Even as far back as coming out of Egypt, decided, you know what, we're not going that way, we're going We're in the wilderness, but we're going up here. We're going to migrate into Greece. Come on.
Others into other regions.
And others in other regions. Israelites. Y'all know what kind of people we are. I'm doing my own thing. You know how we get down. I'm doing me. Y'all go over there, line up over there if y'all want to. I'm going this way. Into other regions. Come on.
The greater part into Syria.
The greater part went into Syria and Canaan. Most of us went in that part, but there's a remnant of us who went into Greece, and there's a remnant of us that went into other regions. Come on.
The leader is said to have been Moses, a man renowned for wisdom and courage, founder and legislator of the state.
That's it. Where was this? Where would we find this bit of information at?
Fragmenta Historicum Gregorium, Volume 2, page 385.
That's where we can find that information at. Just make sure it was recorded so we'll know. I don't want nobody to say we lying. Read 1 Kings 4 and 20.
The book of 1 Kings, chapter 4, verse 20.
4 and 20, and give me 2 verses, 20 and 21.
And they read, Judah and Israel were many, as the sand which is by the sea, in multitude, eating and drinking and making merry.
Okay, hold that right quick. No, go to the next image real fast. That's the false image of King James right there. I don't know why we had him on that long on the screen. Hurry up, get him off of there. Can you blow that up? Is there any way you can enlarge that? I don't know how good they can see it. The image just came out. Bring it in a little bit because I want to see the top of the red line. So shrink the image. Okay. I don't know how well you can see that, but let's read on. Start from the top, verse 20.
1 Kings chapter 4, verse 20 and 21. And they read, Judah and Israel were many, as the sand which is by the sea in multitude, eating and drinking and making merry. And Solomon reigned over all kingdoms.
Solomon did what?
Reigned over all kingdoms.
Solomon did what?
Reigned over all kingdoms.
Read it one more time.
Reigned over all kingdoms.
Solomon reigned over all kingdoms. That don't mean he reigned over some kingdoms. That don't mean he partially reigned over a third of them. No, that means all of them. Every kingdom on earth. So we have to expand our thinking. We have to expand our minds. Every kingdom on earth, Solomon reigned over. Every kingdom on earth, Solomon reigned over. Come on, read verse 21 again.
And Solomon reigned over all kingdoms, from the river unto the land of the Philistines,
come on,
and unto the border of Egypt.
Read.
They brought presents.
They brought presents.
And served Solomon.
And served Solomon.
All the days of his life.
The 70 golden years. They call that the 70 golden years. The 30 years of David and the 40 years of Solomon was called the 70 golden years of Israel. Because King David put everybody under the ban. There was nobody for Solomon to fight. His daddy had whooped them all. And everybody was under the ban. No enemies. No enemies whatsoever. I want you to look at this image right here, though. Let's, you know what? Let's get Ezra. Let's get Ezra 4 and 12. Not Ezra's, Ezra. Old Testament Ezra. E-Z-R-A.
What is it?
As 4 and 20.
Okay.
Yep.
Ezra 4, verse 20. There have been mighty kings also over Jerusalem, which have ruled over all countries beyond the river.
I want y'all to pay attention. Are y'all paying attention?
Ezra 4:20. There have been mighty kings also over Jerusalem.
There have been mighty kings also over Jerusalem,
which have ruled over all countries beyond the river, and toll, tribute, and custom.
Come on.
Was paid unto them.
Read it again for me. Read it again. Read it again.
Ezra 4:20.
Because this was an empire. This wasn't just no little patch in the grass, kingdom. This was an empire. We got to expand our horizons to see what this was.
See that custom part, you gonna pay it.
4:20, one more time.
Catch that ticket.
Yeah, you don't want that.
Right, Ezra 4:20. There have been mighty kings also over Jerusalem, which have ruled over all countries beyond the river, and tolls, tribute, and custom was paid unto them.
You risked something. Read it again.
Did I?
Yeah, read it again.
Ezra 4:20. There have been mighty kings also over Jerusalem, which have ruled over all countries beyond the river, and toll, tribute, and custom was paid unto them.
Toll is a tax. Toll is a tax. So guess what? Everybody, he ruled all over all kingdoms. Everybody came and paid money. They came. You want to be king? You got to pay. That's rulership. It brings the real words to it costs to be the boss. Yeah. You want to be the boss? It's gonna cost. Guess what? They paid Solomon with no problem because his father had put all his enemies under the ban. All of them. There was nobody who wanted it with the Solomonic kingdom. Nobody. Let's see why. Let's get 2 Samuel 8:6. I'm going somewhere, y'all. Going somewhere. I want you to see where it said he ruled at. West of the Euphrates. You see the top of that red line? I don't know if I'm getting older, so my eyes is not that good no more. But I hope you guys can see it. You see the red line? Yeah. You see the red line there with the outline of the Israelite land mass or Israel land mass? At the top of that red line, you see a waterway right there, right? That's the Euphrates River. So as far northwest is beyond Syria right there. And then that water, the Euphrates River, comes as far south and down and spill over into what's known as the Persian Gulf today. Right? So let's read, now that we understand that geography, let's read Ezra 4:20 again, right quick. Now that we understand that geography, because you need to see it. And mighty kings, read it.
Ezra 4:20. There have been mighty kings also over Jerusalem, which have ruled over all countries beyond the river.
Which have ruled, listen to the wording, which has ruled over all of the countries beyond the river or west of the river. So everything west of the Euphrates paid a toll and a tax. Come on.
And toll, tribute, and custom was paid unto them.
And what else was there? This is why the toll and tax and tribute had to be paid. Give me 2 Samuel 8:6.
The book of 2 Samuel, chapter 8, verse 6.
This is why they had to be paid.
And it reads, Then David put garrisons in Syria of Damascus.
Read on.
And the Syrians became servants to David and brought gifts. And the Most High preserved David whithersoever he went.
What is a garrison? What is a garrison? Give me a little bit of feedback. What's a garrison?
Pretty much like a checkpoint, like a military checkpoint.
There it is. A fort, a military checkpoint. A garrison is a barrack. Yeah. It's a barrack. It's what's known as, some military guys help me. That's what they got over there in overseas. What is it called? Military stations, I guess. Bases. Right. That's what a garrison is. David started to put military garrisons or bases all over the places he had conquered and ruled. He whooped you, he put it just like America do now. They whoop you, they leave folk there with you. And his son did the same thing. Solomon did the same thing. Let's go to 1 Kings 5 and 13. 1 Kings 5 and 13 through 14.
1 Kings 5, verse 13 and 14. And King Solomon raised a levy out of all Israel, and the levy was 30,000 men.
So it basically told you what a levy was. He raised it. Read it again.
And King Solomon raised a levy out of all Israel, and the levy was 30,000 men.
And the levy was 30,000 men, meaning the same thing as a garrison. It was, and we didn't go further. Well, let's read on.
And he sent them to Lebanon, 10,000 a month by courses.
10,000 a month by courses. So every 3 months he turned them over. Every 3 months, 10,000 was there. Let's say in January they left. The next 10,000 came in February. They left. The next 10,000 came in March. And then the ones that was there in January started up again in April. He raised the levy. He did the same thing. He seen his father do this. The same thing. You have to maintain control. Solomon had what? 700 wives, didn't he? He had 700 wives, 300 concubines. He had a bunch of sons. What do you think these sons, what do you think they just chilled at the crib? They ain't like today. Our kids will come home, won't leave till they 27. You're 28 years old, still at home. You know what I'm saying? No, this didn't happen in Solomon's day. His sons left. Where did they go? They went and sat on those thrones. Y'all didn't know. Y'all thought I forgot about King James, didn't y'all? Yeah, they called them the Jacobites. Yeah, they left and they sat on the throne of the provinces and regions where their daddy ruled. They were governors of that province. You think I'm gonna let a stranger? You my enemy. You think I'm going to leave you there, I'm going to whoop you up and then leave you there with nobody to put you in check. That's why I was a levy there. That's why I was a garrison there, to protect my son that's sitting on the throne that's over you. The same thing. Same thing. We see that throughout history. And Solomon and David did the same thing. Did we do 14? We read 14? Let's read 14.
1 Kings 5 and 14. And he sent them to Lebanon, 10,000 a month by courses. A month they were in Lebanon, and 2 months at home.
That's it.
And Adoram was over the levy. That's it.
That's it. All right, give me Psalms 72 and 8. Because we're talking about an empire here. We're talking about an empire who had kings and kingdoms and realms and provinces and governorships all under them. All under them. And operating jointly, tightly fit together. Operating. That's right. Psalm 72 and 8.
The book of Psalms, chapter 72, verse 8. He shall have dominion also from sea to sea.
Now this is a prophecy that's talking about the Mashiach. But we are an expression or a reflection. As it is in heaven, so it is on earth. We should be operating the way that the Most High operates in heaven is the same way we should be operating on earth. And David and Solomon, for the most part, tried to do it. That's why they called it the 70 golden years. Now, we got wicked as hell after that. Yeah, we did. We got wicked, after that. But for those 70 years, you can see the similarity. This is how we should be trying to operate. All right, let's read. Start from the top.
Psalms chapter 72, verse 8. He shall have dominion also from sea to sea.
Like we should have dominion from sea to sea. Read.
And from the river until the ends of the earth.
And from what?
Until the river.
From the river.
Until the ends of the earth.
To the ends of the earth. Somebody tell me, where is the end of the earth? Tell me. Don't be scared. I just want a little bit of feedback today. A little bit of feedback. That's all. Where is the end of the earth? Where is it? What you say? Antarctica. the end of the earth from the river. What river is he talking about? The same river that the river Euphrates to the end of the earth. Where's the end of the earth? As far west as you can go. What's west of the Euphrates? I'm gonna keep taking y'all back to here. What's west of the Euphrates? What continent is west of the Euphrates? There's several of them, but which one in particular are we talking about today? Africa is west of Euphrates, but which one in particular are we talking about today?
Europe.
There we go.
Okay.
There we go. There we go.
Europe.
Here we go. To the ends of the earth. To the ends of the earth. In Africa, there's rulership. Israelites that was in rulership in Africa. In Europe, there was Israelites in rulership over there. And in the Americas, there was rulership of Israelites over here. It's very important to note world rulership. We thought that at one time, we believed it at one time, and we did it at one time. And we proved it. All right. So we were in these regions, and in particularly, we're talking about specifically Europe. By either settling in these areas via the slave, through migrations, or via the slave trade, or through when being pushed up in those regions by various different types of wars. Give me Romans 15 and 24.
Romans 15, verse 24.
Through 26.
Romans 15, verses 24 through 26. Whensoever I take my journey into Spain.
Where was Paul going? Where was Paul going? He wasn't just going up there because it was folks that were up there that wasn't Israelites. He was going up there because it was people there that was Israelites. That's where he was going. Come on, that's why he was going. Come on.
Romans 15 and 24. Whensoever I take my journey into Spain, I will come to you, for I trust to see you in my journey, and to be brought on my way thither toward you, by you, if first I be somewhat filled with your company.
All right, stop that and hold that scripture. Let's get Christopher Columbus and the participation of the Jews, Spanish and Portuguese discoveries. That's a long title for a book, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Say it all.
We're going to go to page 51. Page 51.
All right, I got you.
Everything that you see marked, let's get it.
All right, for sure. Right. And it reads, the expulsion of the Jews from Spain is closely connected with Columbus's expedition and with the discovery of America. Not merely externally in point of time, but also intrinsically. Not in January, as Columbus asserts in his journey, but on March 31st, 1492, the Catholic monarch sent forth from the palace of the Alhambra the edict that all Jews and Jewesses,
the edict
that all Jews and Jewesses
I want you to read that part again, because we don't want to blow past that. We want to stick that point out. Read what you just said again.
That all Jews
start from the edict.
The edict that all Jews,
the law. The edict is the law. The law. Come on.
And Jewesses.
That all Jews, they're making a separation and a distinction here. They're making a separation and distinction. Start from edict again, because I think I stepped on it when you was talking. Read it.
That the edict that all Jews.
The law that all Jews
and Jewesses.
That's not male and female there. That's two different distinct type of people. One is a true Jew, the other one is a convert. Because they were both there. One is in this time period, one is a true Israelite, the other one is a convert. Come on.
Of every age should on pain of death,
on pain of death, come on,
leave all the kingdoms and lands of Spain within 4 months. The edict, or the edict, which was signed by Ferdinand and Isabella, is of a wholly religious character, especially as regards the chief reason given for the act. The reason given is that, in spite of incessant and most energetic efforts of the Inquisition, the Morenos were beguiled by those who adhered to Judaism to return to their old faith.
What do Moreno mean?
Mix.
Moreno, he means black. Moreno. The Morenos. The black Jews, come on.
And that this greatly imperiled the Catholic religion.
They said that they tired of these black Jews faking like they Christians. That's what's going on. Come on.
The Jews were generously allowed to take their property with them.
There was generously. Now listen to this. Listen what they're gonna say after he said they were generously allowed to take their stuff. Come on. Come on. Watch this. Come on. They were generously allowed to take their stuff. Come on.
To take their property with them by land and water, accepting gold.
Don't take your gold.
Silver.
Don't take your silver.
Coin money.
Don't take your money.
And merchandise.
Don't take any of your merchandise.
Subject to the laws prohibiting exportation.
But you can take everything else.
They could thus take with them only such articles.
Read it again. I stepped on you. Read it again.
Man, that's crazy.
Come on.
Man, that's crazy. The Jews were generously allowed to take their property with them by land and water.
Come on.
Accepting gold.
Don't take your gold.
Silver. Coin money.
Don't take your money.
And merchandise.
You won't have to leave all that here. Come on. You don't have to leave all of that here, but you can take everything else. You mean my clothes? Yes. Yes. You can get on. Come on.
Subject to the laws prohibiting exportation. They could thus take with them only such articles as could be freely exported.
I mean, they're lying. It's just out and out lying. That's all it was. So what did these so-called Jews, these Israelites, what did they have to do? What did they have to do? There's a term called crypto Jew. Did anybody ever heard of that? Crypto Jew? Okay. So the term crypto Jew means, and it especially applies historically to Spanish Jews who outwardly profess Catholicism. They outwardly say, yeah, I'm a Christian, outwardly. Also known as Anusim or Morenos. The phenomenon is especially associated with the Renaissance of Spain, following the 6th of June, 1391. Anti-Jewish programs, and the explosion of the Jews in 1492. So what they would do would say outwardly, yeah, I'm a Christian, because it was a law. It was against the law to be a Jew or an Israelite. So they would outwardly say, yeah, I'm Catholic, yeah, I'm Christian. But then they would go home and keep the feast. You know, they would go and say, wait a minute, why are these people not out here on the Sabbath? What's going on? You know what I'm saying? Well, you know what I'm saying? I got some pig steaks. You want some? Oh, no, thank you. No, thank you. You know what I'm saying? So they were pretending. Let's see why though. We seen this before. Give me 2nd Maccabees 6:6. They were practicing, our ancestors were practicing their beliefs in secret. They were doing it in secret.
2nd Maccabees 6, verse 6. Neither was it lawful for a man to keep Sabbath days or ancient fasts, or to profess himself at all to be a Jew.
This happened then in the Maccabees times. This happened again. We see in 1391, and then there was an explosion of it happening again in 1492. Drop down to verse 9.
2nd Maccabees 6 and 9. And whoso would not conform themselves to the manner of the Gentiles should be put to death.
They were going to kill them. And they did kill them. Come on.
Then might a man have seen the present misery.
That's all I want out of that. Just give me Romans 15 and 25. We're going to move on from that.
The book of Romans, chapter 15, verse 25. But now I go unto Jerusalem to minister unto the saints. For it had pleased them of Macedonia and Achaia to make a certain contribution for the poor saints which are at Jerusalem.
So Paul was up in Macedonia. He was in Achaia. He was in these regions. Macedonia is the border of North Kosovo or Siberia. It is east of Bulgaria. I'm naming all of the present day names. And it's south of Greece and west of Albania. So he was in that region, and there was Israelites living up in that region. Achaia is the historic region on the north coast of Greece. It is called the Gulf of Corinth. The Gulf of Corinth. We know he was up there. There was a church at Corinth, right? Or assembly at Corinth. We know that. And I'm going here for a reason. Let's go to Maccabees, because this is the reason Paul was up there. Yep, first Maccabees 12. This is the reason Paul was in that region. Because oftentimes we hear him say, "Oh, I'm in Rome, I'm in Spain, I'm in Macedonia, I'm in Achaia." We don't do our historical research about who was in that area. And can we find Israelites? Can we prove that there was Israelites in that area? I think we can.
12 and what?
Huh?
12 and what?
Well, we're going to start at verse 1.
First Maccabees 12, verse 1. Now when Jonathan saw that time served him, he chose certain men and sent them to Rome for to confirm and renew the friendship that they had with them.
Come on.
He sent letters also to the Lacedaemonians.
He sent letters to the Lacedaemonians. He sent letters to the Lacedaemonians. Come on.
And to other places.
And to other places. The Lacedaemonians got letters, and other places got letters. Come on.
For the same purpose.
For the same purpose. What did we read about that historian? The historian said they went up in Greece and in other regions. Did it not? So now we read in Maccabees that's confirming that. Read it again. Verse 3. Is that 3 or 2?
2.
Verse 2.
He sent, First Maccabees 2, verse 2. He sent letters also to the Lacedaemonians and to other places for the same purpose.
For the same purpose. The Lacedaemonians, the proper name for the Lacedaemonians, or the English name for the Lacedaemonians, is Spartans. The Spartans. The Spartans. This is Sparta. The Spartans. That's the proper name. That's the English name. The Greek name is the Lacedaemonians. All right, let's get. Did I send you something? Yeah, I did. I did send you something. Let's stop here at verse 3 for a minute, huh? Let's go to what I sent you. It's start at Sparta.
That's the evening.
Yeah, I told you guys we've been having technical difficulties and stuff like that. It's been going on for about 2 weeks now, 2 or 3 weeks now. Yeah.
This Sparta, or Lacedaemon, the Spartiates, or the Hamoil, Greek word, those who are like, were the males of Sparta, known as the Spartans, as peers or men of equal status. From a young age, male Spartiates were trained for battle and put through grueling challenges intended to craft them into fearless warriors. Fearless warriors.
Yes. No. That's all I want. That's all I want. That's the next one right there. Okay, let's go back to. So I got distracted. I didn't hear what the last thing you said anyway. Ruling challenges
intended to craft them into fearless warriors.
Intended to craft them into fearless warriors. That's what I wanted. Let's go back to Maccabees real quick.
First Maccabees, chapter 12, verse 3.
Verse 3, yeah.
So they went unto Rome and entered into the Senate and said, Jonathan, the high priest, and the people of the Jews sent us unto you, to the end ye should renew the friendship which ye had with them, and lead as in former times.
As in latter times. Read on.
Upon this the Romans gave them letters unto the governors of every place, that they should bring them into the land of Judea peaceably. And this is the copy of the letters which Jonathan wrote to the Lacedaemonians.
So Jonathan is the high priest. He wrote a letter to the Lacedaemonians, which were in Greece, in the same regions that Paul was in teaching. Come on.
Jonathan the high priest, and the elders of the nation, and the priests, and the other people of the Jews, unto the Lacedaemonians, their brethren, and send greetings.
Their brethren send greetings. Read.
There were letters sent in times past unto Ananias, the high priest of Darius, who reigned then among you, to signify that we are our brethren, as the copy here under written do specify.
Read.
At which time Ananias entreated the ambassador that was sent honorably, and received the letters, wherein declaration was made of the league and friendship. Therefore we also, albeit we need none of these things, for that we have the holy books of Scripture in our hands to comfort us, have nevertheless attempted to send unto you for the renewing of brotherhood and friendship, lest we should become strangers unto you altogether. For there is a long time past.
Read that again.
For there is a long time past.
Let's go up to verse 10 and read verse 10 again.
And it reads, have nevertheless attempted to send unto you for the renewing of brotherhood.
For the renewing of the brotherhood. This is Jonathan, the high priest, sending a letter to the Lacedaemonians in Greece. He said for the renewing of brotherhood. He's not sending this to another nation. He's sending this to a fellow Israelite. To renew our brotherhood. Come on.
And friendship. Lest we should become strangers unto you altogether. For there is a long time past since ye sent unto us.
Read on.
We therefore at all times without ceasing.
Without ceasing what?
Both in our feast.
In our feast, because they're fellow Israelites. He said, in our feast, you haven't been in here, you haven't been home for a long time. But we are always mindful of you in our feast. Come on.
And other convenient days.
And other convenient days mean our solemn days, our feast days and other convenient days, Sabbath days and things of that nature. Read.
Do remember you in the sacrifices which we offer.
Do remember you in the sacrifices which we offer. Why would the high priest be telling another nation that he's going to remember him in the sacrifice of his offerings? He's not. He's not. These are Israelites. Read.
And in our prayer, as reason is.
Come on.
And as it becometh us to think upon our brethren.
Read it again.
And as reason is. And as it becometh us to think upon our brethren.
As reason is for us to, is it becoming unto us to think upon our brother in brotherly love. This is what the high priest is saying. Read on.
And we are right glad of your honor.
Come on.
As for ourselves,
come on,
we have had great troubles and wars on every side.
Now he's telling him what the reason why he's writing it. We had troubles on every side.
For so much as the kings that are round about us have fought against us.
Read.
Howbeit we would not be troublesome unto you.
We don't want to really bother you, but we do. Come on.
Nor to others of our confederates and friends in these wars.
We having little wars. We need some help. Come on.
For we have help from heaven that secureth us. So as we are delivered from our enemies, and our enemies are brought under foot.
Come on.
For this cause we chose Pneumonius, the son of Antiochus, and Antipater, the son of Jason, and sent them unto the Romans to renew the enmity that we had with them, and the formerly.
Read.
We commanded them also to go under you and to salute you and to deliver you our letters concerning the renewal of our
The
brotherhood.
renewing of our brotherhood. You are fellow Israelites. Read on.
Wherefore now ye shall do well to give us an answer thereto. And this is a copy of the letters which Anarus sent Arius, king of the Lacedaemonians, to Ananiah, the high priest, read.
Come on.
It is found in writing that the Lacedaemonians and Jews
Come on.
are brethren.
Read it again.
It is found in writing that the Lacedaemonians,
the Macedonians, the Spartans, come on,
and Jews,
and the Jews, come on,
are brethren,
are the same stock. We brethren.
and that they are of the stock of Abraham.
And that they are of the stock of Abraham. So all of that 300, y'all seen? That was us, Israelites. The most powerful soldiers in Greece was Israelites. Read on.
Now therefore, since this has come to our knowledge, you shall do well to write unto us of your prosperity.
That's all I wanted. That's all I wanted. And it's the reason why Jason was sending them the letter. It was having wars. And our brother is up there kicking butt. We need to renew our brotherhood. Come down here and help us. All right, give me that, because we were some bad brothers and sisters. Let's not leave the sisters out. Let's go to the writing. I think it's the armies, I believe it's the armies, or it might be the yeah, that's it. This is what the Macedonians, the Hebrew Macedonians, or the Spartans that lived in Greece, this is what they held on to. What's the name of this book?
I don't know. I can't see it.
I didn't put the name down on this book. Man, I didn't write the name down on this book. Oh yes, I did. It's the Bible. It's the Biblical and Theological Dictionary, explaining of the history and manners of the Israelites. Another long name. So let's go to page. What's the page number? You got it on there? I don't have it. I didn't put it. I didn't send it to you. All right. The ancient Hebrews. Yeah.
Okay. The ancient Hebrews were educated to the use of arms from their youth.
Do it. Say it again.
The ancient Hebrews were educated to the use of arms from their youth.
From the use of arms from their youth. We was babies that put swords in our hand. That's right, chop it. Stab it. Poke it. Go ahead. Read on.
To a nomadic people.
To a what?
A nomadic people.
To a nomadic people. Read.
With innate fighting instincts.
With an innate fighting instinct. That means our brothers and sisters, we know how to get down. Go on.
And always at war with the bellicose nations by whom they were surrounded. Skillful attainment.
Skillful attainment. We were skillful in fighting. Come on.
In the use of weapons was an absolute necessity.
Was an absolute necessity. Being skilled at war was a necessity for the Israelite, because we was always bucking with somebody. But we can fight though.
The instrument of war most.
That's all I wanted. That's all I wanted. Now go to the next book. We got the name of that one. Come out of that. Close that out. Go to the next book. Armies. It's called Armies. Nope, that's not it. That's what I want, but it's not called Armies. It's called the Israelite Educated in Weaponry. The Israelite Educated in Weaponry is the name of the book.
In the reign of David, the Hebrews acquired such skill in the military art, together with such strength.
Come on.
As gave them a decided superiority over their competitors on the field of battle.
Read it again. Read it again.
In the reign of David.
So in other words, when we went out to fight, much like the Spartans, because they retained this. The Spartans is the ones that mostly retain this. Now we can fight. All the Israelites can fight. Trust and believe. That's why you think we the best boxers. What's that other thing? What is it? MMA. We got the best agility. We the strongest. Listen, you brothers in here. Some of you brothers in here ain't lifted weights in years. You can tell too. Ain't lifted weights in years. But y'all strong though. Trust it. I ain't lifted weights in years. I ain't just talking about y'all. Me, I ain't been in the weight room in a long time either. But y'all look strong. It's just naturally. It comes natural to us. We're born with it. You don't look strong? You don't look strong?
Yeah, I'm good.
I'm not looking at you. You're looking at yourself in the mirror all the time. I'm not looking at you. Come on. Let's read.
In the reign of David,
the
the Hebrews acquired such skill in the military arts, together with such strength,
Come on.
as gave them a decided superiority over their competitors on the battlefield.
Come on.
David increased the standing army which Saul had introduced. Solomon introduced cavalry into the military force of the nation, also chariots.
All right, that's all I want. I just wanted that we had military superiority. That's right. So if you wonder why brothers be running around here with a knife over here and AKs on their back and 9mm. We trying to figure this thing out.
And a baby.
He's an Israelite and a baby. All while he rocking a baby to sleep.
Right.
He's an Israelite. That's how it goes. Give me 2 Samuel. 2 Samuel 1 and 23. We almost done here. Give me 2 Samuel 1, 23.
All right, the book of 2 Samuel, chapter 1, verse 23, and it reads, Saul and Jonathan were lovely and pleasant in their lives, and in their death they were not divided. They were swifter than eagles. They were stronger than lions.
Read that last part again. They was what?
They were swifter than eagles.
They were swifter than an eagle.
They were stronger than lions.
And they were stronger than a lion. How fast is an eagle? Somebody look that up.
No.
How fast is an eagle? Somebody get it from me. You scared to get it? Get it. How fast is an eagle? Right there. Put that in. How fast is an eagle? About 30 miles an hour, you think so? Man, is Saul and Jonathan was running like that?
How fast?
30 miles an hour?
Oh, wow.
I ain't looked it up.
Yeah, somebody,
That's
Say
my
75 and 99.
I said 75 to 99.
You said what?
75 to 99.
yeah.
Can you
I thought I was
imagine?
on the low end.
Listen, them dudes was rough.
What you talking about? That's their cruising speed. They just casual flight.
Soaring.
At 35.
Yeah.
But they come in
Yeah, 75.
75.
90.
So that's
They
fast.
diving at
So
75.
that's faster than a cheetah.
Wow. Read that part again. They were what?
They were swifter than eagles.
They were swifter than the
They
eagle.
were stronger than lions.
And they were stronger than lions. Give me 2 Samuel 22 and 29. Y'all gonna bear with me? Come on. 2 Samuel 22, start at verse 29.
2 Samuel 22 and 29. For thou art my lamp. Is that it? No.
Yeah, that's it.
2 Samuel 22
and 29. For thou art my lamp, O Yah,
Mhm.
and the Most High will lighten my darkness. For by thee I have run through a troop.
Read it again.
For by thee I have run through a troop.
He said, David said, I'll run through a troop. That's a whole, isn't that a whole regiment of men? He killing everything. By thee I'll run through a troop. David can get down. Come on.
By my Yah
Mhm.
have I leaped over a wall.
By my Yah have I leaped over a wall. Come on.
As for Yah,
Mhm.
his way is perfect.
Mhm.
The word of the Most High is tried.
Mhm.
He is a buckler to all them that trust him.
Come on.
For who is Yah, save the Most High?
Mhm.
And who is a rock,
Mhm.
save Yah?
Mhm.
Yah is my strength and my power,
Mhm.
and he maketh my way perfect.
He maketh my way perfect. And when I run through a troop, my way is perfect. When I run through a troop, it's perfect. It's perfected. Come on.
He maketh my feet like hinds feet.
He maketh my feet like hinds feet. What's a hind? Look that one up.
Deer, right?
Like a deer. He maketh my feet like hind feet. So Saul and Jonathan was swifter. They were swift like eagles, right? David was swift like a hind. A hind is a deer, right? Am I right? Come on.
And setteth me upon my high
Did you
place.
find it?
Yep.
What did it say?
Depending on which deer you want. Whitetail deer 30, reindeer 50.
30 to 50 miles an hour. David said it made me run 30 to 50 miles an hour. This is superhuman strength sound like. Come on.
He teaches my hands to war, so that a bow of steel is broken by my arms.
He teaches my hands to war, so a bow of steel is broken by my arms. Boy, David is rough, man. Let's get a couple more. Psalms 18 and 34. Psalms 18 and 34.
The book of Psalms, chapter 18, verse 34. And it reads, He teaches my hands to war, so that a bow of steel is broken by my arm.
So a bow of steel is broken, but he said it again. Give me Psalms 144 and 1. Psalms 144, verse 1.
Get it out.
And it reads, the book of Psalms 144, verse 1. Blessed be thy power, my strength, which teaches my hands to war, and my fingers to fight.
And my fingers to fight. Give me Ecclesiastes 47, 1 and 3. Ecclesiasticus, Sirach.
What is it?
47,
3.
1, and 3. Let's start at 2.
Ecclesiastes.
Start at 2.
Ecclesiastes.
Start at 1.
Ecclesiastes 47 and 1.
Yeah.
And after him rose Nathan to prophesy in the time of David. As is the fat taken away from the peace offering, so was David chosen out of the children of Israel. He played with lions as with kids, and with bears as with lambs.
Read it again.
Wow.
They are laughing. They are laughing like that. Read it again.
Ecclesiasticus 47 and 1.
Read.
And after him rose up Nathan to prophesy in the time of David. As is the fat taken away from the peace offering, so was David chosen out of the children of Israel.
Come on.
He played with lions as with kids, and with bears as with lambs.
And with bears as with lambs. He played with lions like little children. And he played with bears just like they were lambs. We got to get back to this. When we were kings, when we were great, when we were noble. But first, we got to stop dancing to the WAP video. Is it WAP? Okay, yeah. We got to stop dancing to the WAP video.
You ain't know.
I wasn't sure. We got to come out of that mindset. We the greatest people on the earth, and we out here silly and simple-minded. Killing each other for nothing. Poisoning ourselves and selling poison to our people. And our daughters is dressing like whores. And not just dressing like it, acting like it, and being it.
Right.
Israel, you got to clean yourself up and be the great people, the kings and priests that the Most High has called us to be. All right. I hope that you have gleaned from the lesson. I hope that you have learned something. With that being said, we hope that you can like and share these videos and follow us on Israelite Nation at Facebook / Israelite Nation /Facebook.com. Y'all know I'm not good with social media. And INA or Israelite Nation /YouTube.com. Like, the channel, follow the channel, and we'll be praying for you as you pray for us. God bless.
Hallelujah.